Hi everyone. So this video is about sexuality and specifically about emotions that can arise in sexuality and how our intimacy and sexuality can be a space for emotional healing and release, and how we can support ourselves and our partner when deep emotions arise. So I'm going to give you 4 tools to be with emotions in sexuality and intimacy. But first of all, let's normalize it. Let's put this in a context. Our sexual energy is super, super powerful. And once we enter a space in which sexual energy is awakened, it's very, very likely that our body opens up more than we are in daily life. And by opening up the body more, it's also very possible that we start to feel emotions and feelings that maybe we've been able to repress throughout daily life. But by allowing more energy in our system, for that moment, it's not possible to repress it and it will come to the surface. So it might show it in crying, it might show in suddenly feeling frustration or anger. It might also show in suddenly feeling numb, suddenly feeling like nothingness or just eeriness. It might come in so many ways. Shame is a big part of emotion that we might start feeling in sexuality. And this also ties into that we have a big conditioning in our persons, in our bodies, around sexuality and what it is and what it is not. So there is a lot of conditioning in our world at large, depending on how we grew up, what we believe sexuality is, how it should look like, how it should feel like. And all of that does not really give space for emotions, because there's almost no one who got conditioned saying sexuality and a sexual space is actually a great space to process deep emotions, right? So often when this happens, we startle a little bit like, oh, what's happening? I was feeling a lot of pleasure and now I'm crying. Or my partner was feeling a lot of pleasure and now they are crying. What went wrong? And really to reframe that to actually nothing went wrong, but you entered a space of healing. And that's beautiful and it's so potent. So, what are some of the ways that we can support this healing and this integration and this release to take place? One is the art of holding space, 2 is breath, 3 is sound, and 4 is movement. So, 1, the art of holding space. What does it mean to hold space? Holding space is being with an attitude of everything is welcome. I am just here. I'm witnessing it. I'm loving it. I'm acknowledging it. But I'm not trying to fix, change, help, heal anything in particular. I'm just being present. So this is something that we can learn to do for ourselves. I'm really just holding space for this emotion. I don't have to feel better right now. I don't have to fix it. I don't have to even understand it. I'm just here with it. And of course, we can do it for our partners as well. If emotion arises in a partner, we can be there with them, not trying to completely understand what it's about or trying to make them feel better, but just being present with them. And yes, offer them support if they need it, but not because we need to change their experience, right? Really acknowledging and validating whatever you're feeling right now. It's really okay. I welcome it and I am here with you. Then breath is a very, very important element to release and move energy through the body. So very often when something happens, when an emotion happens, we hold our breath. So one thing that we can do to actually move emotion and move energy is to keep our breath full and deep. Another part to this is when we breathe deeply And especially when we have long exhales, we activate the parasympathetic part of our nervous system. So the part of our nervous system that helps us calm down and tells our body it's okay. So having deep breaths can bring down overwhelm and also allows energy to move. And you'll probably notice that if you really allow an emotion, you'll move through it and then it calms down. If you hold your breath because you feel like it's getting too much, it has to get stuck somewhere in the body, and it oftentimes doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel resolved. So having your breath be full and deep, exhaling deeply, will help you to carry yourself through the wave of emotion. And when you're with a partner, you can encourage your partner to breathe. And whenever they're experiencing something deep, just whisper, hey, breathe. It's okay. Just breathe and be there with them. Now, the third component is sound. Sound is very similar to breath. It just helps the body release on very deep levels. So on the exhale of your deep breaths, you can allow a sigh or a sound. And the vibration of sound really helps the body release even deeper. And then movement, sort of along the same lines, allowing your body to shake, to move, however feels right. Very often, like when we get stressed and we don't know what to do, we also tense up our bodies. So by breath, by sounding, and by movement, you allow the body to naturally release the tension. If you look in nature, you see deer after they are being attacked by a lion, you see them shaking in the bushes. Like that's the body's way of relieving stress. So if your body wants to shake, let it shake. If your body wants to cry, let it cry. If you feel anger and frustration, hit a pillow. And of course, if you're with a partner, check in with them. Like, is it okay? Can you hold space for me if I release some of that? Because sometimes it can be intense. But allowing the body to move can really support the emotions to move through as well. So I hope that this will give you some tools to really use the potency of our sexuality, of our intimacy, of our sexual spaces and all that it can stir up, and really be welcoming emotions when they arise, move with them, and allow for deeper healing and integration to take place. So experiment with this in yourself. Share this with whoever could benefit from it. If you want to learn more, go to my website, marieannawinter.com. If you want to go in depth with your partner into a journey into your sexuality and intimacy, check out my program, Passionate Partners. I hope that you will be nourished, that you will be inspired, that you will find life and joy together through your intimacy and sexuality. Sending you much love.